Hey, did you know it was me? We have to find ways to keep our wits about us. I guess we should start a new case file transcription. Time to get serious. My name is Levi Kelly, Junior Archivist, GACD Digitization Bay 4. And this is not a normal recovery file. The official designation is longer than anybody outside the Directorate would ever need to hear, but the phrase written across the front of the packet is shorter and worse. The rhythm is gonna get you. Yes, that is how it is spelled. No, it has not been corrected. That usually means the error belongs to the case. This file concerns a rooftop locus, sealed, restricted, urban adjacent, pattern-born. A place where music does not come from speakers, it comes from the air. And once a person begins moving with it, they do not always stop when they mean to. What was found there was not a party, not a haunting, not mass panic. It was something quieter than that, something more procedural. A rhythm, a sequence, a form of compliance carried through the body. This is only the beginning, and already I can tell this one should have stayed in the vault. GACD Digitization Bay 04, Session 08. Source medium, controlled packet. Paper class marked violet. Physical condition notes, clean print, high density toner, margin reinforcement strips, handling stamp present on every page. Document identifier, DCE-ESB-VLT-CASE-1986. Case designation, CRE-URB-URB-VIS-COM-1986. Alias line, unfiled local phrasing preserved, spelling marked as stable. The rhythm is gonna get you. Spelling note, do not correct. Primary driver classification, MEM, pattern-born contamination, recognition-triggered motor capture. Dash stack, urban, auditory trigger, visual reinforcement, compulsion. Secondary cross-tags include looping presentation, proximity dependency, and kinetic endpoint physiology. Custody posture, contained in place, seal and denial. Escalation grade, E4, interdict. Additional denial annex attached. Stability band, STB-2, self-correcting presentation, hostile to interference. Minimum access, level 3 read, level 4 operational. SAL-VLT, authorization required. Handling directive, air-gapped review only, no speakers present, no verbatim repetition of survivor phrasing outside controlled exposure rooms. Custodianship, Exposure Systems Bureau, GACD oversight, routing across OASCS, CAG forecasting, CID public coherence, and IID packet authenticity review. Terminology hardening reference listed, DCE scrub glossary, legacy terminology suppression active. Executive note, the opening line is underlined. This case is not a haunted pool. The report describes it as an operational program, runs on human bodies. Rhythm is used as syntax. Mechanism path listed in sequence, pattern exposure, motor entrainment, consent illusion, physiological termination. Presentation layer described as nostalgia, warm neon, luxury tile, pastel cabanas, Art Deco geometry, the promise of a night that does not end. Cost structure listed, muscle, breath, salt, heat. The document states the dossier is written in constraint language. Reason given, explanation density becomes recruitment terrain in memetic cases, meaning Describing it too clearly helps it spread. The Unified Classification Spine, the UCS framework, exists to route action faster than curiosity becomes a carrier. Case summary. Location: rooftop pool deck atop a derelict structure. Cover designation: Facility MI-1986. Public mask previously used: Hotel Sol de Miami. Status: condemned. Environmental presentation: rooftop terrace preserved in an aesthetic lock. Miami hospitality styling, circa 1986. Neon tile, pastel lounge structures, chrome railings, Art Deco revival geometry. Active vector, ambient music field, no identifiable emitter. The mix behaves as though the air itself is the speaker. Core effect: exposure produces escalating rhythmic synchronization, initial involuntary timing alignment, progression into compulsory partner dance cycles. Dance families noted include salsa and merengue. Termination pathways: exhaustion, heat collapse, cardiac failure, impact injuries. Non-local reinforcement present. Visual ambience amplifies auditory capture. Reflections in water surfaces induce contagion via sight. Stage 3 onset possible without direct audio exposure. Defensive behavior recorded. Attempts to silence the sound field provoke correction events. Details listed later. Public risk designation: high. Urban exploration trends noted. Viral abandoned hotel culture listed as exposure pathway. Directorate risk also marked high. Recording temptation, proof-seeking behavior, denial fatigue. Scenario control and custody posture. Current posture: seal, interdict, denial. Physical sealing remains active. Behavioral interdiction is emphasized. The document states that response behavior can become a propagation pathway. Perimeter: 700-meter exclusion radius around facility MI-1986. Public cover stack deployed. Structural instability, toxic mold, ongoing litigation, contaminated water, unsafe roof load. Denial architecture implemented by CID and PCC-DB. Operational strategy includes rumor steering, geotag suppression, counter-trend saturation. The instruction line reads, "Do not debunk with detail." Explanation encourages fixation. Access control: rooftop sealed with layered barriers, physical locks, remote shutters. Quiet corridor installation: corridor lined with vibration absorption composite, no exposed reflective surfaces. Entry authority: Level 4+ SAL-VLT. CLO sign-off required for any interaction-altering classification posture. 2 observer verification required for all media handling orders. Reason given: forged, helpful directives frequently appear around memetic cases. IID oversight required. Exposure limits: marked non-negotiable. No routine human entry permitted. Routine surveys conducted via teleoperated platforms. Equipment specifications listed. Directional microphones with hard-cut filters. Capture permitted only for spectral analysis. Waveform scrubbing performed in real time. Visual monitoring allowed. Playback devices strictly prohibited. No speakers installed. Disposable storage modules used for recording. All treated as contaminated media. Air-gapped storage, sealed custody logging. Emergency human entry procedures: rare. Restricted to retrieval or casualty extraction. Equipment required: neuro-dampening headgear, bone conduction inhibitor collar, 2-person tether protocol, 3rd operator stationed in quiet corridor. Designation: cut officer. Authority granted to sedate on observed entrainment. Speech restrictions: minimal spoken language, no rhythmic counting, no humming acknowledgements. Media quarantine rules: no captured audio from the location may be played to human listeners, ever. Spectral analysis permitted only through visual data representations. Heat maps: vectors, numeric summaries, no audible reproduction. Suspected leak protocol, PCC-DB harmonic collapse. Remove public pathways, degrade copies, collapse mirrors, patch continuity. Handling discipline reminder, observed facts only, no narrative expansion. Mechanism description, driver-first framing. The phenomenon is described as pattern-borne contamination, anchored to a physical location, reinforced through a sensory grammar. Primary inputs, sound, neon contrast, reflective water geometry. The field installs a motor pattern generator inside exposed subjects. Operational behavior. Passive listening becomes involuntary synchronization. Synchronization escalates to full body motion. Movement recruits additional participants through visual mirroring. The process continues beyond fatigue and injury. Subjects report the initial phase as pleasant, warmth, belonging, relief from stress, nostalgia. This is identified as the consent illusion. The early phase delays self-rescue behavior and encourages additional exposure. Environmental correction behavior documented. Attempts to alter sound field provoke failure of modern equipment. Drain, cables knot. Wind interference removes replacement audio. Then, the native track returns, clearer. The report compares this behavior to a memetic immune response. The environment behaves like a system defending pattern fidelity. (1986) lock phenomenon. The rooftop zone exhibits a stable aesthetic time lock. External watches desynchronize. Visual grain intensifies. Neon bloom behaves like film grading. Skyline beyond the rooftop appears subtly incorrect. Light maps misaligned. Aircraft paths delayed. Distant echoes half a bar behind expected timing. Temporal classification not assigned as primary driver. The effect is treated as reinforcement, not mechanism. Interpretation from Exposure Systems Bureau. The lock is not time travel. It is time used as stage dressing, a curated cue system designed to maintain emotional permissiveness and keep the rhythm legible. Subject progression model. Stage 1. Designation, count in. Duration window, 0 to 20 minutes. Symptoms include micro-synchronization, toe taps, finger timing, jaw rhythm, heat flush, increased salivation, compulsion to remain within sight of the pool surface. Marker behavior. Subjects begin hearing percussion in ordinary sounds, breathing, jewelry, belt buckles. The body becomes the metronome. Stage 2. Designation, hook, 20 to 90 minutes. Footwork begins without conscious initiation. Hands form dance holds against empty air. Speech fragments into lyric-like phrases. Short-term memory compression noted. Subjects repeat phrase, "We just got here." The report identifies this stage as the last reliable sedation window. Beyond this stage, injury risk increases sharply. Stage 3. Designation, partnerless partnering. Duration range, 1.5 hours to 6 hours. Full dance cycles lock in place. Turns, cross-body leads, march cycles. Subjects incorporate impacts into choreography. Eye contact contagion observed. Observers may enter stage 1 through sight alone, even without audio exposure. Multiple reports describe an unseen dance partner. Hand pressure felt at the back, breath at the ear, whispered counting, phrase recorded. 1, 2, 3. Reflection anomaly documented. Pool reflections show 2 dancers where 1 exists. Crowd reflections exceed the number of physical subjects present. Stage 4. Designation: no rest for the body. Duration beyond 6 hours. Movement persists despite severe physical deterioration. Pain response blunted. Tremors present. Teeth fractures reported from jaw tension. Body temperature climbs. Sweat salt accumulates under neon lighting. Terminal behavior. Subjects collapse into dance-ending poses. Several fatalities recorded in dip posture. Movement persists briefly after cardiac arrest. Countermeasure failure analysis. Noise flooding attempts. White noise increases agitation. Step intensity accelerates. Outcome: increased injury rate. Silence attempts. Acoustic suppression provokes environmental correction. Sound returns clearer. Time to stage 2 shortens. Visual blocking. Blindfolds delay stage 3, but not stage 2. Subjects continue dancing the memory of the space. Balance injuries increase. Chemical sedation. Effective only before stage 3. Beyond that point, subjects continue micromovements while sedated. Falls and head trauma become common. Exposure Systems Bureau conclusion. The site behaves like a self-protecting informational organism. Its fuel sources: recognition, participation. Safest countermeasure: pathway control. Prevent exposure. Prevent playback. Prevent public convergence. Recovered artifacts. In situ. Do not remove without CLO plus ESB. Neon sign fragment. Text remaining matches the alias phrase with the same unstable spelling. No weathering. Photographs intermittently show missing letters present faintly. Handling note. Do not enhance images. Enhancement has produced fixation spikes in reviewers. Pool rules placard. Standard safety rules until final line. No running, no glass, no stopping. The final phrase fluoresces under blacklight in inconsistent ink. Guest keycards, 17 units, demagnetized. Stripe degradation resembles repeating waveform geometry under magnification. Do not enhance images is not a creative note. It's a casualty statistic waiting for a new operator. Incident logs. Selected. Summarized. 1986, IR-03. Quiet corridor failure during Directorate entry. Objective: retrieve placard and verify correction response against suppression. Summary: sound field arrived at full volume on breach. No gradient. Retreat order issued and verbally acknowledged. Feet did not comply. Retreat converted into timed backstep cycles that resolved forward. A security operator anchored to a doorway handle. Handle tore free. Operator incorporated the handle into turns until sedation by the cut officer. After effect: operator unable to tolerate syncopated percussion in mundane environments for 19 days. Nausea response persisted. Notable detail: acoustic panels later found arranged in a semicircle facing the pool, like an audience. Result: robotic-only policy enacted. 1986, IR-05. Pre-containment civilian. Body cam footage confiscated. 2 civilians observed dancing in late dehydration. Responding EMT enters stage 1 within under a minute. Pool reflection shows a larger dancing crowd than physically present. 1 civilian moved into the water without a normal splash signature. The second continued partnering empty space. A whisper was captured. It contains a 3-count in Spanish, followed by a command word. This dossier flags that phrasing as a fixation handle. Do not reproduce. Conclusion: pool surface acts as a reinforcement lens. No direct observation permitted. Interview excerpt. Controlled and sanitized. Subject: security operator J. Redacted. Interviewer: Dr. R. Malik, GACD/ESB liaison. Key statements are paraphrased. No verbatim replication outside violet rooms. Subject reported recognizing it was not ordinary music when motor control behaved politely against intent. Described reflection leading behavior. Mirror got there first. Reported an unseen hand visible only in reflection. Reported the location repeating a stable phrase consistent with the neon fragment text. Handling note repeats. Do not request the subject repeat the phrase. Interdepartmental routing notes. Ownership by function. ESB. Mechanism characterization, exposure windows, equipment standards, refusal doctrine. GACD and CLO. UCS integrity, restraint, prevent code drift, keep summaries, constraint language. OASCS/REO. Tempo monitoring, driver flip detection, posture issuance, restrict communications behaviors. CAG. Spread modeling, public pathway forecasting, thresholds if viral convergence accelerates. CID/PCC, DB, denial architecture, record harmonization, continuity patching if footage escapes. IID, authenticate directives, monitor for forged cleanup packets, investigate staff who attempt unauthorized playback. Do not do list, posted outside all violet rooms. Summarized for safety. Do not play captured audio to confirm it's real. Do not remix, clean, normalize, or enhance captures. Do not describe the beat pattern in rhythmic language. Do not count aloud in the environment or in review rooms. Do not take one quick look at the rooftop without SAL, VLT, and cutoff coverage. Do not build a clean public story that invites solving. Use boring causes only. Do not distribute screenshots of signage fragments. Images become recruitment bait. Working hypotheses. Non-filing. Keep loose. The rooftop is described as a machine for keeping. Attention to consent, illusion to motion. Contract written in rhythm. Choices installed, then mistaken for agency. Footfall mapping. Sorry about that. Where was I? Oh yeah. Footfall mapping suggests routing around rooftop drainage geometry rather than a standard dance floor. Bodies used like fluid. Step, turn, flow, return. 1986 is treated as predator disguise, lure and constraint. Too perfect to be memory. Kinetic endpoint noted as termination mechanism, with similarities to other kinetic violation families treated as endpoint analog, not
Hazardous anomaly detected. Routine activated.
What the hell is even happening?